Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers. Don't forget to check out our website at thepackerspost.com. Subscribe to our videos here on YouTube and click the like button. We have got a lot to talk about on today's show. We are almost done with our position-by-position analysis of the 2024 Green Bay Packers. Today, we take a look at the wide receivers. And again, remember, all of these grades are based on a combination of expectations and performance. We grade the units, but we break down every player who at least appeared in one game for the team this year. And you look at the starting wide receivers, I'm going to designate three as the starters, three as the backups. Christian Watson was hopefully going to be wide receiver one. Maybe he's the closest thing the Packers had to somebody who could meet that description. They were hoping for him to stay healthy. They sent him to a hamstring specialist in Madison last offseason to try to prevent future injuries. Well, the good news is the hamstrings stayed, for the most part, okay. He did play in 15 games, but at the end of the day, in the season finale against the Bears, he suffered a serious knee injury, will require surgery, and will probably miss at least the first half of 2025. Watson only caught 29 passes. When he was on, he was really, really good. Averaged 21.4 yards per catch, just a couple of touchdowns. But, he's got that rare combination of size and speed. Watson can be helpful to the Packers, even if he's not getting the ball, because opposing coaches and defenses always have to be aware of where he is on the football field because of his athletic tools and his ability. But he's got to be more consistent. And, we have seen over the first 3 years of his career flashes of how good he can be, but he did not really take that major step forward that we were hoping for in 2024. And his numbers were actually down as far as the number of catches over the previous year. Romeo Doubs, he was a bit of a disappointment this season. Played in 13 games, started 12 of those. He missed 3 games due to an injury, but also was suspended 1 game for conduct detrimental to the team. Apparently, Doubs was not happy with his role in the offense, wanted a bigger role, more targets. And according to most of the sources that I have heard from, while the team was able to talk to Doubs and get him to return, he's still not thrilled with his role. He did catch 46 passes for 601 yards, had 4 touchdowns. Doubs is probably the guy who has the best chemistry with quarterback Jordan Love. They have sort of had that little sixth sense for the last couple of years since Love became the starting quarterback. When it's 3rd down and 6, Doubs is very likely going to be the guy, and he's going to get you 7 or 8 yards. He is better at beating zone coverage than he is beating man coverage, and he does excel in the middle of the field. They have got to get Doubs either happier with his role or they've got to move on from him. I'm hoping it's happier with his role because I really do like what Romeo Doubs can bring to the table. And with Christian Watson injured, Doubs may very well have an opportunity to increase the number of targets he gets next year. The slot receiver for this season was Jayden Reed. And again, for the second year in a row, he led the team in catches with 55 and in yards with 857. He had 6 touchdowns, which was tops among wide receivers, but tight end Tucker Kraft caught 7. And the problem with Reed, he had a great start to the season, was making explosive plays, really being successful. The season opener against Philadelphia, he scored on a 70-yard touchdown pass, also ran for a touchdown on an end around. But as the season progressed, he kind of tailed off. We weren't seeing so many deep patterns from him. He was dropping a few more passes, and just the frustration level with Doubs started to rise. They just stopped throwing downfield to him, whether that's because he wasn't getting open or whether it was because of a change in the offensive strategy. That remains to be seen, but hopefully Matt LaFleur will figure out how to best utilize Reed downfield because he is a dangerous receiver. If he can play a full year like he played in the first half of the season, he can get that, 75 catches, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He can really become an amazing weapon, and he is so good on those jet sweeps and end arounds. Now, the primary backups, there were three. You've got Dontayvion Wicks, who, again, just suffered with inconsistency. Too many drop passes, 9 drops and 76 targets. That was among the worst in the league, and the percentage of drops among the worst in the league. He caught 39 passes for 415 yards, 5 touchdown grabs, but as a rookie in 2023, he averaged almost 15 yards a catch. This year, it was down to 10.6. So really a 4.3 yard per catch reduction. If he can get his hands straight, he's got good speed. He can be a downfield threat. If he can be more consistent catching the football, boy, oh boy, we can see something big from Dontayvion Wicks. 2025 will be his 3rd season, and hopefully he makes a jump then. The 2 primary backup guys were Bo Melton and Malik Heath. Melton played in all 17 games. He caught 8 passes for 91 yards, had 8 runs on jet sweeps and end arounds for 54 more yards. Melton's also a really good blocker, which is an asset, especially with the Packers, the way they like to run the football and run some screens and passes, to backs behind or receivers behind the line of scrimmage. So Melton also adds value on special teams. I am a Bo Melton fan, but he wasn't as productive in 2024 as he was in 2023. Then you have Malik Heath, started 1 game, played in 13, caught 10 passes, 97 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Also, shows up on special teams, does a good job there, but didn't get as many opportunities this year, again, because for the most part, the top 4 guys were healthy more often than not. Overall grade for the Packers wide receivers, to me, it's got to be a C+. It wasn't that this unit was bad. It was that they did not take a big step forward individually and as a unit. And look, progress in the NFL for players is not linear. All you have to do as a Packer fan is go back and remember Davante Adams, where, showed flashes as a rookie, had a dropped passes problem in his 2nd year. And it wasn't really until the end of his 3rd year that you sort of got the feeling, hey, wow, this guy can be really good. With Watson almost certainly going to miss a big chunk of 2025, the Packers are going to need to upgrade at this position. Do they try to add a veteran either via trade or free agency? That's one option for Brian Gutekunst. He could also spend a high draft pick at receiver. He could do both. Let's face it, that is always a possibility, and it would be a very Brian Gutekunst thing to do because he likes to double and triple down at positions of need. But here's the one thing. The Green Bay Packers have not drafted a wide receiver in the 1st round since Javon Walker in 2002, 23 years ago. Look, I still like the potential of these 6 players, but they got to get reinforcements, and we need to see some of them take that step forward in 2025 for this grade to go up and for the team to be more successful offensively. The offense lacked rhythm and consistency, and the inconsistent play by the wide receivers was definitely a part of that. Thank you and everyone for watching the Daily Packers Post. Don't forget to check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth daily articles on your Green Bay Packers. and hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss an episode of our podcast. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. And of course, go Pack Go.